Alright, I'm back. I just thought I'd show you what my next little project is. I've been dabbling in some stuff, and so this isn't home improvement stuff. This is just stuff that other irons that I have in the fire. Okay, I've been working on spoon rings. I've got these two here. Now I've got several other ones. My daughters have some, and I've made some for some other people. These are just two little examples. All I do is go to the flea market and I find spoons, forks. As you can see, I got quite an assortment here. Yeah, who's going to wear that gaudy ring? Anybody want it? Let me know. I'll make it for you. The other ones I've been making are these wooden rings. I don't know if you can tell, if you can see that real good, but it's wood, and it's got brass string that I twisted myself and laid in there. Really can't. There, that's good right there. See that? I twisted that wire, and then I laid two beads down around the outside. These rings here, here's the wire that I used. It's just brass wire, medium wire. These, and I'm sure you can find them online, but they are nothing but wood shavings that I use my plane and plane off some wood and super glue, and then you wrap them around something and blah blah blah. And here's kind of the way they start out. This one here has been filed on just a little bit, but it takes a lot of sanding. I do the inside, do the ring size first, and here's one that I'm kind of working on now. And this is some poplar that I have. It's got different colors in the wood itself. I'm intending on laying some jewels down inside of it. But once these things are sized, they are the size. I mean, you can't fix them. And I put the inside of it is narrower than the outside. But that's how I do all them. I'm finding out that stainless is a real pain, and it's really hard to get to bend. But with this nylon mallet that I have, and then I have another hammer in my mandrel that I've nailed in between two nails. See how I've done that? That holds the mandrel still, and I just put it on my lap. And I don't have a lathe. I just have to sand it by hand. I took a cork from a wine bottle and formed it down, and then what I do is I'll put this on here, and then I put it in my drill, and that's what I've been sanding it with, getting it round and flat. See, I just ran a screw through that. I hook it into my drill and turn it on and just spin them down. This little baby spoon here will be a ring like this one. You flatten out the spoon part, you flatten it out and just wrap it around. Pretty easy. I've got another one with a little cocktail fork that I'm going to be trying. But here's the real reason for this video, is because I'm going to be making this. It's a shelf. A guy at work, he wants a shelf. He's got these little ceramic cups of all the NFL teams, and he wanted me to build him a shelf. So this is what I've come up with. The superdome, I tried it on a football, but that wouldn't work. So as you can tell, the curve at the top and the sides will be coming down, and then he's got, when he watches the games, he has the little cups sitting out, and my wife's been getting him these little footballs too. But on Super Bowl, he'll take his little cup and put it there and there. And then when he's watching his weekly games, I'll have a little thing here at the top for them. They're 3-inch by 2-inch squares. But he wanted them in 5 columns. There's 32 teams, 16 teams in a side, and trying to get 5 columns and 16 squares. So that's when I came up with this square right here. These two here won't do anything. I've already cut some of the wood for it. It's going to be pine around the outside and pine around the outsides here and here, the sides, and these 2 shelves right here. This shelf and this shelf will be pine. And then I've just got some plywood that was sanded, and I've cut them, and those will be the vertical columns here. And you know, it's like putting any shelf together. You know, you cut halfway into one, and then you cut halfway into the other, and they all fit together. So there's my project that I'm working on at the present time, in between making all of these rings. I'm kind of excited about some of the way these rings come out. I mean, I polish them up with a brass Dremel brush and use what I call my special sauce, which is toothpaste and car wax, and put it on a buffer wheel, and it shines them up pretty good. But I like this ring. This one here this is my ring. I won't give this one away. I won't give that away. I know you can't see it real well. I wish there was an angle, that ain't bad, that I could get this so you could really see what it looks like.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
But anyway, I'll let you know how the shelf comes along. It's awful hot and sweaty, but I thought I'd show you how far I got along here. So, yeah. Last time you just got to see the wood cut. This is the wood all cut up. These are all the pieces it's going to take to make this superdome. These are the solid wood pieces, and the shelf part, or the solid part, will be in the front. And these are the vertical pieces, and this part here will be in the front. For the top and the bottom, I got a router and routed out stuff, these grooves right here, for these pieces here to fit in. See, they'll fit in like that, just like that. The top, I made I gave it a 1/4 inch lip right here, so it'll stick out at the top by 1/4 of an inch, and the bottom I did 1/8 of an inch. These 2 extra grooves, I don't know if you remember the plans or not, but I had a little section, a little thing at the top, a little box at the top. That's what that's for. So now all I gotta do is the other side, stain the other side, throw a couple of coats of poly on it, put it together. I don't think I'm gonna have to get that top there. I don't think I'm gonna have to get it wet to get it to bend around to make the dome part. So that's gonna be interesting to see yet. All right, well, next time I'll show you how I'm putting it together. They are. All the pieces have now been polyurethaned. They've all been stained in my favorite color, gunstock. Tomorrow, after these dry, is going to be put it together day. Everything but two things: a front door and a top for the centerpiece. But I'll explain all that later. But there is all the pieces for a 28 by 9 shelf. Hope it goes together as good tomorrow as it did the first time I put it together. Make sure it fit. We'll find out tomorrow. So you may have wondered why these slits are cut in these boards. Well, these is how you make the little cubbies. See, like this. Let's see if I can stand this up. See that? So what you do is you measure the thickness of your wood, both pieces. You cut halfway into it the thickness of your wood, which mine's 1/4 inch wood, so this is a 1/4 inch slot right here. That way when you fit it together, see that? They end up flush. That's why you cut the slits out of the wood. As long as you cut it halfway in between, you're good. So there's part of it put together. I have some more little bits and pieces to work on, but see how that tapers down? That's where the roof will angle down. I'll brad nail it, glue it. These are the sides. Looks pretty square so far. So far, so good. Well, remember how I always say that if you can dream it, you can do it? Here we go. Remember these plans? This shelf right here for the NFL cups. Well, after a few weeks of work, here it is. I didn't put the holes in the doors, but I did. I went to the mailbox section at Menards and found these letters and carved them all out. Put little handles on it. Yeah, it's got its issues, but you know, I don't have any mitering tools or stuff like that. This is all just hand cut with a jigsaw. Put these little handles and hinges on the doors. Put the little gold things at the top, mostly to hold that down, and to hold those down and give it a little look. But it didn't turn out too awful bad. You know, like I said, it's got its issues. But anyway, pretty solid little shelf. All I gotta do is put the hanger thing on the back. Pretty cool little shelf, huh? Yeah, and this is what I've been working on in between that, is these little rings. I'm not good enough to show you how I do it yet, but that super glue there is white super glue and just wood shavings. This is kind of how it starts out. Real rough, real different size, and just sand it and sand it and sand it. This is a big ring. But I am finding out that if you start off with something the right size of your ring, that it's a lot less sanded on the middle. So there it is. I hope the guy that I made it for is going to be happy with it. He should be. It's exactly what he wanted. So there you go. Another project complete.